Well, hello and good evening for all mankind. Season 5, Episode 4, titled Open Source, is over. But here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to watch every episode of For All Mankind continues. One political standoff, one Titan-sized gamble, and one seismic leak that shakes two worlds at once. And now this is your captain speaking, and unlike Dev Iessa, I'm not secretly planning to automate an entire colony behind everyone's back. That's right, people first. I'm your host, Dave Mader. Mars is grieving, Helios is scheming, and Earth is maneuvering. And the cracks between the two worlds have never felt more volatile. And this episode wasn't just about geopolitics, it was about legacy, ambition, and the dangerous consequences of keeping the truth locked away. And here we have our great top-tier panel to break out the fallout from this explosive chapter. Coming in first, tonight he's tracking the political pressure of Polynarov, the ethical mess behind Helios' automation plan, and the fallout from Alex blowing the whistle on a file that could reshape life on Mars. If there's a crack forming in Happy Valley, political, structural, or moral, he's already mapping the fault lines. It's Jeff Mader.
Hey, how's it going? My screen's black right now, so I'm gonna have to leave and come back. But I'm here.
Yeah, you're frozen, yeah. But we can hear you.
All right, let me come.
Yeah, all right. Well, he's gone. Oh, jeez. We have no center screen now, though. Like we're all on the side. That's not right.
Weird.
That is.
Oh,
weird.
he's back.
Now he's back, so he can reclaim his position, and then I'm taking it away from him. So I never had that happen to me before. That's a new level of messed up.
Yay, StreamYard.
Okay. Also with us tonight, he's following the money and the motives. Dev's rigid vision for Maru. Vanov's balancing act between Mars and Moscow, and Helios is quietly preparing to automate an entire colony. He's the guy who's asking who's paying for it, who's hiding it, and who's getting fired when it all blows up. Adam Woodward, everyone.
Hey guys. Yeah, I don't get where Dev's getting the money. I don't.
Follow the money. What cityscape is behind you there, Adam?
I'm actually in Toronto right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still impressive, if not local for us, except for this next panelist who might be impressed. We'll have to ask her. She's clocked every emotional beat this week. Kelly and Alex is sorting through Ed's belonging, AJ fighting for her future, and Alex realizing the company he just joined is planning to erase the colony he grew up in. When the personal meets the political, she feels every shockwaves. It's Heather Narduzzi.
Hello all, welcome. Glad to be here. And I just got new glasses today, and it's Administrative Professionals Week, so I'm serving sexy secretary realness on the pod tonight.
Love it. I didn't know. Happy Administrative Professionals Month. Is it week?
Week, and then the day is Wednesday.
Okay, well, get ready. I'm kind of an administrative professional, so I'm excited to celebrate this. But maybe this man won't be. Aleda's hopper lands. The Titan's missions prep is a logistical beast, and Helios is hiding a file that could upend the entire colony if a system breaks. Mechanical, political, human. He's the first to explain why and how it should have worked. Jody Simpson, everyone.
Why can he see this file?
He hacked it.
He's a
hackers.
He should have been able to see the folder to begin with. So
he's an elite hacker.
Security is lacking over at Helios.
The IT there, but if you have a jump drive with I guess a little
because they also allow you to use USB drives to take sensitive information off of computers as well. The security guys need to be fired.
How do you think Snowden got out with all that info? Little USB
up his butt.
Tube.
No, maybe not.
I don't know. I wasn't there. You can't pin it on me.
Yeah. Well, and of course, the other member of our team, Kevin Millard, not with us tonight, as it is his second son's birthday. Happy birthday to Jack. So we don't expect to see Kevin.
Happy 420 to all the potheads out there.
Happy 420.
Ed Baldwin would approve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, indeed. So, in this episode, spoilers, of course, if you don't know. So this is all about the aftermath of Ed Baldwin having died. Alex and Kelly have to go through his stuff. Leda arrives on Mars in this episode, helping get this whole Titan mission going here. Alex starts working at Helios just to dox them by the end of the episode and expose the truth about how the corporations are coming for the proletariat, and what else? Oh, and we had a new character, everyone. On Earth, we meet AJ, who turns out to be the daughter of Danny Stevens.
Oh, God.
And we're going to talk about her as she's been chosen for the Off-Planet Expeditionary Force. So we're going to have to figure out how that goes off. And there's this whole scandal with the Helios and the automation and everything else. Is there anything else I'm missing? I think those are the big beats. And they're heading to Titan, everyone. Like, I think that's maybe the more exciting thing for me in this episode.
That's pretty much it. Review over. Let's go.
Review done. Did anyone really love the episode? Does anyone want to speak up at this time about their adoration?
I'll say this. It's very slow right now. However, I don't mind it. Like, it's keeping me entertained. Like, the story that they're telling right now is entertaining enough for me to stay engaged, to follow along.
And what part of the story is the most engaging for you?
Okay, the one part. Let me say what I don't like first. Is I don't really love the whistleblowing or the file releasing. Here's the problem with that: is that they don't really know, was this a one-time study that was done and maybe they were going to do it and then it just got filed away? Probably not. But long and short, you don't know. What do I like? I do like the AJ story. Anytime right now bringing the Stevens back into it is just you don't know what we're gonna get here. This is good.
Agree.
Probably
this is getting good again. Oh wait, there's a Stevens.
Probably not like a steady hand, I would say. Like, that's what we can be sure of. But like somebody who might be a bit like
I can't wait for there to send her up to one of the planets and then she accidentally shoots a whole bunch of people. Yeah, okay.
The other one is Alita. I think that her in space is a new character. She seems so happy and smiley and more engaged, less stressed. I find she's quite a beautiful woman when she smiles.
Well, there you go. Well, and we saw a little bit of that. I guess can't remember. I think it was season 3 where she got to go to the moon for a short amount of time there because Margot sends her up there to get something going, and she really enjoyed it there. But we get a lot more of that in this episode. Anyone else want to add their thoughts?
We see Danielle again, which I loved. Very nice to see her. And in a photo, we see Irina, our Russian friend.
That's right. I forgot Danielle's in this episode.
I feel like this show is revving it up again. This
What-
is
Sorry, do we have a screenshot of that later? Do you have a screenshot of that picture?
Of
the
I don't know if I
group
do. Like
The group of the delegates that are going.
Because I swore Margot was in that picture too.
No, it wasn't.
I have the photo of like the Kurgan group or whatever they are. But
Yeah.
I was having a hard time figuring out what that meant when I was watching it.
It was just
episode.
that Alina was in the picture and Aleda saw it and didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think it was the whole point.
Okay. Well, when we get to that screenshot, you're gonna have to explain that to me a little bit further. But
Yeah.
I'm mostly excited about the mission to Titan. That's where
Yeah.
my heart is in this plot line.
I do not have faith at all they're going to tell that story well. They haven't done that.
I think they're gonna kill off what's her name?
Yeah.
Spaghetti Girl.
Aleda?
Kelly.
Kelly. Yeah, I think they're gonna kill her off.
Well, like this mission could go wrong. Like everything we know about NASA and about these missions to the moon, and like especially after Artemis here, and how much I've been learning and watching YouTube videos, and how much they prepare for stuff. And they're like, you know what? We've never been to Titan. I guess they had sent some robots to Titan previously in this timeline, but I'm like, like they kind of just like willy-nilly send off 2 missions, one from Earth, one from Mars towards Titan. And they're like, yeah. And even in the episode, they're talking about, well, we might burn up if we hit that atmosphere wrong, or we might do this, or we might. I'm like, you're going.
Well, they don't have all the data they need to be able to get into orbit, right?
You're
Like
going with a whole crew of people, and you don't have a plan. But
Yeah.
I guess there's the
They're
urgency
also-
here.
They're also rushing. Yeah.
Yeah, so, to get there first. So I'm
Nothing good ever comes from rushing.
Yeah. As for like the colony on Mars, I'm still struggling to care. about whether or not this becomes a thriving nation or if it doesn't. You know, it's got 5,000 people, and that's nice, but
Not for long.
you know, is it because
When
has
the
it become
T100s get up there.
yeah, like about them trying to eliminate jobs up there. I guess that has some direct comparison to our real life types of stuff. I felt like it was definitely about automation and indirectly, I guess, about AI in like what they're trying to write about here. So I was kind of like, yeah, is there going to be another riot? Is like Mars declaring their independence? Is that where we're heading with this storyline? You know,
Yeah,
if
I
they
think there's
do.
going to be a revolution, and I think that's
Yeah.
what they're kind of hinting.
Miles is going to come back as the revolutionary.
Oh God.
You heard it
And-
here.
And it's nice that Dev is aspiring for this plan for Mars to be completely self-sufficient, being able to grow all their own food and not having to rely on Earth. But they're not there yet, so they're kind of
Well, and Dev's pushing the whole city thing, right?
Yeah.
So he wants to automate it because he wants to make it essentially a pleasure planet. Like, that's kind of where he's going, I think.
Well, I think he wants to it to be its own independent thing, right? Like,
Didn't he
yeah.
say 1 million people too? Like would live in that.
that's what
city?
he's just right. Yeah, that's what they want
Yeah,
to be.
that's
like,
what they want to build it to. Yeah.
1 million
So
people.
we're-
Right now, they're only 5,000.
Have we determined that Dev was not on this automation plan? Is that
It depends on how you want to interpret his reaction at the end.
Oh
of the
no, I think he
episode.
was. I think this is a purposeful move.
Like how
on his
like
part.
they say how could he not know about it at least even if it wasn't his idea?
well? The giveaway is earlier in the episode when he has that scene with Alex, and like Alex is like, "Well, there's nothing for like people to make this a home. You just like." I think that's the giveaway. You know.
Yeah, and how Dev he wanted Dev to make his city to have more open spaces and more like
But why have a beach? Why have a baseball park? It's weird.
yeah. Baseball on Mars might be like you mean a much bigger outfield.
I bet you it'll still be fucking
Um,
boring.
Well, that could be. All right.
The
Well,
ball will travel a lot slower, Jody. So you're probably right.
God.
do you want to run through the episode? We can break it all
I
down.
guess. I've already
So let's-
seen it, but I guess other people might want to know about
Let's
it.
have a look, everyone. Okay, so as we mentioned, Ed died in the previous episode, so the fallout from that is explored especially in the early part of this episode as Kelly and Alex are going through Ed's belongings, including old photos of him.
You want to
And,
do a drinking game for the rest of the season where every time they show Ed Baldwin in a picture, we have to take
Sure.
a shot? Yeah,
we
we'll all be
we'll be
dead.
pretty drunk. We'll be as drunk
Well,
as
yeah, we'll all
Kelly
be
and
dead.
Aleda were in this episode. And so this was the Sand Pebbles, a story Ed used to read Alex as a child. It's I just reading this quote at the top. It says a torrent of incident, adventure, and sex. Brilliantly told. So it's kind of an adult story, but
The thing that annoyed me the most about that book cover was the fact that it said famous bestseller.
right, yeah. So it's not not an original
What?
printing. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that, and then I don't know. They're going through all of Ed's stuff, his photos, and Alex mentions they're not allowed to have a memorial for him. I guess because of his criminal or his controversial status. But in particular, as they're going through his belongings, they find Alex finds this purple heart that Ed got somewhere along the way, maybe in Korea, and
Probably Korea, yeah.
and this seems to be like kind of the physical manifestation about what makes Alex take this leap here at the end of the episode to release all of the information about what Helios is planning, all the documents he got.
What would Grandpa do?
What would Grandpa do? He would take his
Well-
purple heart.
Right.
Grandpa already recruited him into a life of crime when he sent him crawling through the ducts.
That's
At
true.
age 5.
That's when it started.
That's all true. So yeah, but I guess the idea to be courageous and everything else here. They even talk about is there an afterlife? And Kelly says she doesn't believe in the afterlife, but she believes in remembering those that have been lost. Just then, Lilydale shows up, and she's wants them to see something. So they head to the promenade.
Every time we say her name, it drives me mental.
Lily
Lilydale.
Dale? I like saying it like that because it's like the chicken.
Yes.
So anyway, they've created a little memorial here for Ed.
That's shot number 2.
A lot of Buddha statues and different things. I
Well,
guess
there's a lot of what, Koreans up there. There was a lot of
Mhm.
Indians.
He was
so
a
you have all
friend to
different-
everybody.
Yeah, he had a lot of nationalities there.
Yep. And you pull back. So even though they didn't have a formal memorial service for him, it seems like there was a lot of love for Ed Baldwin.
Admiral Baldwin Rye.
Get that rye, established 2005. It's got that what's it called, that skunk anus taste or whatever he used to reference.
What?
That
Remember
sounds
when
flattering.
he went to like the distillery and he was like, Ilya, it's got that mouse butt taste or whatever in there,
No, I must have blocked that out.
Yeah. I don't blame
It seems like so long ago.
This episode felt very Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
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 It did feel very Deep Space Nine. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like it was like a character has just died here on Deep Space Nine, and where
This
did they
funeral
go?
brought to you by Domino's.
And this like this like the Domino's and the Starbucks, but this promenade is meant to be like sort of like the same thing it was on that show.
Well, Ronald D. Moore is right around this film.
Yeah.
Or a producer, anyway, isn't he?
I don't know how much he writes for it anymore, but he's one of the co-creators. But anyway, so that's the beginning of the episode, open source, and then credits. Oh, and by the way, this is the 43rd episode overall of For All Mankind, and it was written by Sabrina Almeida and directed by Mira Menon. Anyway, so we start off here at Camp Pendleton, the U.S. Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. And they're
It's
tough.
Hooah.
Hoo-ah.
Hooah.
And we got a lie detector test here at the Marines, Camp Pendleton, as we meet this new character who we will come to find out is AJ. But her last name's not Stevens anymore. She was since adopted by
It didn't
her-
matter. I knew it was the Stevens the minute I saw her.
Yeah. You're like,
I was
that's
like, oh, that's a Stevens kid.
Did you really? I was
Yeah.
surprised.
Oh, I totally wasn't.
I was
not
surprised it was
until
Olden, but it makes sense.
Yeah. And they're doing a part of her psychological evaluation for her to join this interplanetary expeditionary force, which is part of the Marines, I guess. Anyway, she taught.
Informally known as the Starship Troopers.
Yeah. So Major Maxwell here is grilling her on all these questions about, fights she got into in high school, things that happened to her, everything else. And and then they reveal, but why did you take your stepfather's last name? And what is your relationship to your father, Daniel Stevens? Dun,
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Yeah. And will
Those
she
white
avenge
fingers.
what happened to Danny up there on Mars? We'll have to find. I guess she can't get back at Ed. It's gone. But Danielle, we'll see. Anyway, so back on Mars, we got Alex is starting the first day of his new job post high school. He's joining the company his mom co-owns, Helios, and he's getting ready to start his adult life, I suppose. What else happens in this first little scene? He's got his jacket on. Oh yeah, and then he finds something that I guess Ed had brought here, and it's the plaque from Apollo 11 that in this timeline was never used because Apollo 11 was not the first craft or human people on the moon. That of course was the Russian program, that's what starts off this whole series. So, but looking here at the plaque that would have been signed by Nixon, right? As he was the president
Yep.
at the time.
Mhm.
Here are the men from the planet Earth first set upon the moon in July of 1969. But it was a bunch of Russians, not Americans in this timeline. So anyway, but I don't know, something about that, finding that item was inspiring for Kelly and Alex.
Once those things are engraved, you can't get your money back. No.
Anyway, Alex shows up here at work, and there's kind of like this whole him and being awkward at work and being kind of the awkward kid at work that I don't know. I was kind of not super interested.
I thought it was kind of cute that he showed up and was like, "I don't want any special treatment," and his boss was
Then
like,
10
"Why
minutes
would I
later,
give you special treatment?
Why would
Go
I
sit
give
at
you
your
special
desk,
treatment?
dude."
Yeah, yeah.
I also
So-
like how she's like, "You can call me this."
Yes.
She got really mad at him. 'Cause he called her, I can't remember
It's
what
an
he
open
called her.
concept office here. You know, that's the dev way.
That would be such an obnoxious room to work in.
Yeah, I've worked in places like this.
Ugh.
We also meet a couple of I don't know. I feel like these people here are going to become characters that he deals with. But anyway, Alex is a corporate drone, and he's getting ready to join the company.
Getting ready to file some TPS reports.
That's right. Administrative Professionals Week.
And come in on Saturdays.
Hmm.
Anyway, then we head over to Aleda's arrival with Mars. We get to see her coming down here, and some other of the people, passengers that came with her. As she's heading down here.
I like
So
that she's got this nervous thing, but as she's going down, she all of a sudden isn't. It's kind of neat.
And we also see that Phoenix has been repurposed as like this space station that kind of orbits Mars and allows people who, after a month at 0G, they can kind of acclimate to some gravity on Phoenix before they head down to Mars.
It's a
but
cool
Aleda-
reuse for sure.
Yeah.
Aleda does not opt for that. She decides to go straight down. So she.
Well, I think it's a timing thing for her.
Yeah, she's gotta get to work.
She's on a bit of a crunch.
Yeah. But she's, as Adam was alluding to, like the joy she's feeling as she's getting to Mars. And,
It's true though. You don't get to see her smile very often in the show.
well, she's always mad at someone.
True.
So, but usually
She's the
deservedly
CEO.
so. Yeah. Anyway, head down to Happy Valley, and here's Aleda in her Sunday's finest. I guess it's travel clothes. And head out here.
She's running cash, man.
She's running cash. She runs into Kelly here. Oh yeah, we see some more of this graffiti. Let Mars.
So is that guy actually doing it, or is he cleaning it?
I think he's cleaning it. I think he's meant to be cleaning it, but I don't think that works like that. But anyway, so Kelly and Aleda back together again. They're chilling out, and then we got Alex back at work. He's doing his timesheet, or something. Anyway.
No, he's parsing data.
Parsing data. Oh yeah, and then the dev comes and finds him, the big boss man, who calls him into his office, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to meet with Dev in the office," but the boss doesn't care. And we see Dev's got a plan for a baseball field. Not that would excite Jody, but it's here. And
I
for
did
his
like
new-
the concept of having the stuff underneath it, though.
Yeah, so and we see like this beach and this body of water, but it's also got the furnace underneath and like all these kind of like functional ideas, which I was like, that sounds kind of neat. And as he's showing Alex the whole model here, this is like Alex is kind of intrigued by it, but then I don't know, how would you describe it? Is he pushing back on Dev's ideas, or he's like, no, we need more
he's just
open
giving his
space?
own ideas. I think it's great.
Yeah, he's giving his own ideas and all these plans, and he's like, don't do this, do this, and Dev seems sort of receptive, if not saying like that's a big change.
That building, however, is absolutely obnoxious.
It looks like it's made of plywood.
It's a
Well,
model.
it's a model.
It's a city for ants.
Oh, I meant the Helios offices.
Oh, yeah. We know how ants go on this show. Anyway.
Sorry, Heather.
That was good.
What do we? Never mind.
Vance would like that little
I
house
would.
in there.
And they would drive Gordo crazy again.
Mm.
Oh, don't let his granddaughter get anywhere near those ants. Anyway, so she might shoot them. Anyway, so he's got his own plans, and Dev's like, you know what? If you can figure out a way to financially make my, $1 trillion project, whatever you want to make it, go for it. So he's like, okay, sir, I'll get right to work on that. I was like, that's a daunting challenge. But okay.
So
Get
I
to-
came in here to do data entry, and I'm walking away an architect. This is great.
Yeah. I'm coming up with this whole revolutionary new concept of a city on Mars.
Because if we know one thing about Dev, he picks only the finest people.
He's definitely a vibes guy, that's for sure.
He is a vibes guy, yeah.
Anyway, then back to Earth. We're at the Scarlet Lady Saloon in San Diego, California, to catch up with AJ once again. As she's in the bar here, there are some sailors and some Marines.
And if at this point you didn't believe she was a Stevens, you will in a minute.
Yes. Well, she joined the Marines, not the Navy. That's, I don't know. That's kind of against the family traditions. But anyway, she's getting some razzing here from her fellow Marines officers about her interview. And I am struggling to recall all the details of this, why, they start giving her a hard time about her answers. And
Because she reacts. That's why.
Yep.
right, because they know they can push her buttons.
It's getting under her skin, and she's reacting.
She said that she got called for a second polygraph, and they said, oh, well, they're going to start snooping around, and what are they going to find? You got skeletons in your closet? And then she started punching.
Right. I was. Yeah.
I get punchy.
Yeah. Definitely. Like Gordo wasn't too punchy, and Tracy a little more punchy. But her mother was like definitely nothing. not.
She got this from her father for sure.
I guess from her father. Yeah. Anyway, so she gets into a fist fight with this guy, and it breaks. It gets a little heated. Anyway, so that's that. The end of that scene. Then back on Mars, Aleda and Kelly are just hammering this booze like all night long, like drinking
tequila. It's always a bad idea.
Like and they're drinking it, and they're also talking about how Aleda canceled Kelly's plans to search for life on Mars, and how Kelly might have recorded a really nasty video message that she has since deleted for Aleda, but she has come around on this and not too mad at Aleda. Sure. And then they said, is there anything else before I move on? Because they're going to say, let's go to bed, but then they proceed to just finish off the bottle and go hard all night.
Well, this is to settle the two of them, so when Kelly gets killed, we'll know it's complete.
Is this is just so that they didn't leave that like hanging there like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, like Aleda's been on a long journey, right? And like her basically says her family kicked her out of the house. Yeah. And Kelly just lost her dad. So you have those two reasons to drink for both of them. So bad recipe.
Yeah. All right. And that's exactly what they do. I was like, and at this point, what Aleda's in her 50s now, and Kelly's probably well into her 40s. But anyway, hey, you want to pound it, go for it. Anyway, so let's skip ahead to the end of this, and then it's the next morning, and Aleda's down for the count, passed out.
I didn't mind this interaction.
Alex wakes her up with a cup of
pretty
coffee, to peel her out of there. I wonder what being hungover in 1/3 gravity is like compared to.
It just means the puke takes longer.
Okay.
That's all.
Slower.
It's just slower.
Anyway, but I guess Kelly woke up early and started working on stuff. Is there anything else in this interaction that I'm forgetting? I think it's...
like she's like, oh, I gotta get going. I'll be there in 5, and then she's like, no, now it's gonna be 10, and then she lays back down once she gets up.
All right.
So
yeah, and then back to Earth again as AJ, a motorcycle wearing type, going around. I presume. I guess this is Texas. Is this meant to be Texas? I was around Houston. As where there's palm trees.
I feel like they're trying to
still San Diego.
Are they trying to make her more like her grandmother, like Tracy?
More like Tracy.
I feel like that's kind of how they're modeling the character. Like
more stoic like Danny, I would say, that so far
Right.
from what we've seen with her. Anyway, but not quite like exactly like any of her ancestors here. Anyway, but Danielle's back, the last Bob standing, and hey Bob, and she's
Looking
back.
good.
And
And
looking
at her
good.
age, she still looks better than I do.
Now, when this came up, Jane couldn't help but ask the question, like, why does Ed look like he's 900 years old in this show,
Yes.
and Margot, but not
And Elena.
but not Danielle. Danielle
No,
looks like
all
she
they did, like Margot, granted, does look a little bit older, but Aleda, all they did was put some silver in her hair, and
Yeah.
Danielle, they put it in, they took it out, they put it in, they took it out. But it's because women aren't allowed to age. Men can be super old, but she's supposed to be like as old as Ed, and she looks max 50, 60 years old.
She's supposed to be slightly younger than Ed, but like not like crazy.
Her hair's dark.
Yeah, well, she could dye it.
Sure, true, but like, I mean, if you're gonna age the character, like
That's what I mean. They don't do it to the women the way they do it to the men.
right?
Yeah. Well, they did it to Margot a bit, like more than this.
A little bit, but not as much as Ed.
Yeah, not as much. No one got it as much as Ed.
No.
Maybe no one ever will. Again, but anyway, so AJ, of course, has a very good relationship with Danielle, the other Danny, if you will, and So AJ kind of got thrown out of this whole astronaut program, but Danielle, I think, pulled some strings and got her back in. And AJ's not super thrilled about that at first.
See, didn't they learn the first time? Do not pull strings for Stevens.
Yeah. Well, and I think also Danielle had to be honest. Like, AJ's father was a bit crazy, and I think you should take that into her psychological evaluation. So I think maybe that's Danielle's way of trying to learn from the past. She gives a kind of a pep talk speech here to AJ that seems to get through to her, and we get a bit more. I guess the less of that tough exterior that we've got in the previous two scenes with AJ. A bit more of her.
Did you guys agree with her summation that basically Danny died because he had no purpose? And because I did think about the forced relocation and exile to a pod with a Bible. Like, I did that popped in my head. I was like, that was part of why he died. Wasn't. I think she was generally right. I think she was 90% right. But the other 10%, the physical, you locked him in a box.
Yeah. Well, I think the truth was about Danny was that he wasn't ready because he hadn't really gotten over the trauma of losing his parents, and he went right into it. And
right.
So she hasn't dealt with that trauma herself. Like, I think that's maybe the lesson I'm taking from this is that she's bound to repeat the same mistakes that her father did.
Yes, I think that's generally true. I just think like that's not the only reason Danny died. Like it was there was they could have kept him alive and brought him back, and then he should have went to prison. But that's just I don't know, popped in my head when I was watching the scene. That's
for
all.
sure. Yeah. Like Danny was such a tragic case, and it was hard to ever get behind him because he would just make one bad decision after the other. And I don't know, we can lay most of that at Ed's feet, I guess. Yeah,
it was Ed and Danny together. I think they both kind of did.
Yeah, the two Bobs trying to look out for the son of the lost Bob.
Bob Jr., if you will.
Bob Jr. And now this is Bob
Jr. Jr.
Jr. Yeah, grandkid Junior Bob. So, and she's, I don't know. Like she's definitely tortured enough to be a Stevens. I'll give her that. She's ready. She's ready for the part. I guess we also get Danielle's grandkid makes an appearance here in the scene. Probably will be part of next season. This person.
Yeah, she'll be on Mars or Titan.
She'll be on Titan next season. So get ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then AJ leaves, and they kind of talk about they
Number
stick out
3.
with Ed. Another picture of Ed here, and she's like, about how the love-hate relationship which she had with Ed Baldwin, and she goes, love, hate. After this many years, you start to feel kind of the same about it. which I thought was interesting. So probably, I'd say this was probably my favorite scene in the whole episode. Was just probably because Danielle was in it, and I always like seeing her. Especially since we've lost so many of the old guard at this point.
I was just happy that they didn't bring Danielle back. We're going to Titan. We need you to command it.
Yeah.
No. Like you look
Get
good
your
enough to do it,
80-year-old
but
ass up here.
yeah, no. You spent enough time on Mars. Anyway, so then the search to find life on Titan is all talked about here in the next news packages we get, Eagle News, all the rest. The search to find life. We find out about the Kurgan launch from Earth, which seems to be a mostly Russian crew, but it's not from the Russian Soviet government. It's a private venture, similar to Helios, and they're both heading to Titan. Now, Titan's this is not to scale, everyone. I think we need to.
I would assume yes.
Because getting to Titan is actually quite far, right?
I don't know.
Oh no, it's really easy.
You
You just launch off of Mars and then you hang a left and you just keep going until you see it. It's fine.
Isn't Titan a moon of
Yes.
Jupiter?
No.
Saturn.
No, it's Saturn.
It's Saturn?
Yes.
Wait, how far is that?
Very
Far.
far.
Like
Very
that's like
far.
I know like Earth and Mars are relatively close, but Mars to Jupiter or Saturn is like insanely far.
Yeah, it's
Right.
really far. This diagram is bunk.
Well, okay. So you're right. So Titan is one of Saturn's moons, but I actually think that going to Jupiter and Europa would be the one you want to go before Titan. But I guess they found something here on Titan in the storyline.
How
right?
long of a journey is this?
A long time. Like
Wait, and Kelly's going on this trip?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's gonna.
What
die.
is with this lady? What? Why is she
She's like,
constantly taking risks like this?
I had a space kid.
She's a
now
Baldwin.
leaving. Yeah, she's,
She's
a
a
Baldwin. She doesn't know how to parent.
Yeah, exactly.
My God, like I don't get it.
That's not even the scariest thing she does. Have you seen her spaghetti?
Mm.
Anyway, well, she's heading to Titan with a commander who doesn't like her and a bunch of other people. Anyway, so
Makes
Now, can we check for fun facts if this is Tatiana Ali, who played Ashley Banks on The Fresh Prince?
Oh, that
we should
totally
check
is.
that.
Because it looks like her, hey?
Yeah, it's totally her.
Now that you
Gotta
say
be.
that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's her. You're right.
It looks like her anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, I clapped it right away when I was watching it.
Yeah,
I never
she's
noticed
there.
it. Honestly.
Unrest spreads across. So USSR is pissed off about the slowing economy.
I don't know what that's like.
No, we don't know about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's more of the space race stuff here. Back to Happy Valley. The governor and his wife, as they try to push these two, I guess, as our new villains of the show. The Soviet Union guys telling him to figure stuff out on Mars, and
I feel like they're positioning her as a kind of Lady Macbeth figure,
yes, I agree.
you know?
That she's the real brains behind his political aspirations. He's more of a figurehead, and she's pulling the strings, and I don't know, like maybe she'll sell him out at some point, like Lady Macbeth would. We'll have to see. But
So it's not her.
no,
It's not her.
all right.
Huh. I'm surprised.
Looked a hell of a lot like her though.
Then we got Aleda and Alex going to work one morning. Aleda comes into the office. She's here to see Dev, basically. I guess she gets her first real look out the window here at the Martian landscape and is all in awe of it and enjoying it. But then Dev comes in, and after a nice little greeting, she's like, Dev, I'm the CEO of this company, and you are messing stuff up for our shareholders. And this is unacceptable.
And he's like, yeah, but look at my cute little model, though.
Yeah. He's like, I know I've been bad, but come on, I'm a
Sure, I've
genius.
embezzled trillions of dollars, but that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway,
Wait until we get all the Domino's and Starbucks is up here. That'll be something.
I'm trying to figure out like where they're headed with these two this season. Like, are they going to be in
Love
conflict?
interest.
I don't know. I don't think so. Like,
I know, I'm just kidding.
No, Dev will do something criminal, and then Elena will
Yeah.
probably catch him.
Dev will be the new Baldwin,
He's the new
who's
Ed
looked
Baldwin.
upon as nice, but is the guy who's responsible for a lot of crap.
Yeah, maybe. Then on below Dev's office, we go down here to where Alex is working in the lower decks, if you will,
In the plywood office.
in the plywood office. And,
It's a model.
yeah. Anyway, so this is where he starts.
wow.
I think he's trying to figure out what Dev put him up to. Is like how do I?
This is stupid. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes, we're here looking at the Helios server network or something.
Yep. If something is so confidential, why would you even show the folder for it? Why?
Well, but they figured it being in Cyrillic would be not attractive to anybody.
Yeah,
So-
because in this timeline they don't have the ability to translate that.
and Alex actually does read a bit of Cyrillic because he had
Yeah.
his Russian grandmother teaching him Russian back in the day, so he's not that far out of it. But he tries to go in, and it's level 3 security access.
You didn't say the magic word.
Exactly. He asks his boss for clearance, and she's like, "Nope."
She's like, it took me 6 months to get a clearance from IT.
Yeah, no way.
Now, does she know
I put a
about
ticket in
the
ages ago.
98% automation? Do you think she knows?
Oh yeah,
If somebody knows, I would suspect she knows. Yes. Like,
Well,
does
she has
Dev
the
know?
clearance.
she has access to it too.
She has the ability, but it doesn't mean she actively has knowledge. But yeah, I would guess yes that she's
It's the only Silric folder on the entire, or Silic, whatever the hell you say it, folder on that whole directory. So like,
Yeah.
obviously
Cyrillic.
somebody's gonna be like, oh,
right. Then Alex goes and tells his girlfriend Lilydale about it, and that there might be something more nefarious, as these two are a bit. I don't know, like they're fighting the man. So and getting in there and getting that information. I think Lily challenges Alex on that, and that maybe Dev is not the hero and not this idol that Alex makes him out to be. Is the other thing I think Lily challenges Alex on here as well. Anyway, and then moving on back to Earth, we're at the barracks, the Marine barracks at Camp Pendleton. We got AJ going through her footlocker. Finds a photo of her mother and herself as a baby. But who's on the other part of that photo that she's folded up? Good old Danny, our friend Danny.
Daddy.
Daddy. And her trying to come to terms with her parenthood. Then she goes back in for another polygraph test here with the major. And she's being a lot more honest with her feelings this time, and about how she never knew her father, but she's had this resentment for a long time. And she cries everyone a bit, which means she's a good actor. So take it out.
she's a good actor.
And basically she passes the test this time with the major, and this will get her into the program, which we'll find out in the next scene. Meanwhile, you got Aleda here at her office looking at the photo of the family who sent her away. And I like when the assistant comes in or whoever this woman is, and she's like, "Oh, Dev has an open door policy because she didn't knock when she came into Aleda's office." Now, Adam, do you subscribe to this theory?
The
Are you
door's
an open door
closed,
guy?
closed for a reason.
Yeah.
It's closed for a reason.
100% agree.
Anybody who works in an office knows this. If it's closed, don't bother.
Yeah.
Some
and she
still
goes-
do, but don't bother.
Basically, she's like, my policy is to not have that policy that Dev.
Yeah, she says Dev doesn't believe in closed doors, and she says, "Well, I do." Now
Well,
beat it.
Now
Well,
beat
Dev
it.
doesn't
I'm the
believe in
boss now.
offices. He doesn't believe in offices or conference rooms. It's just like you have a meeting in a huddle.
Yeah. But he has an office.
Well, I think he grew up. Remember the days where, he introduced Karen to Helios, and he had no
Right,
yeah.
rooms.
And she was like, I want an office.
Yeah.
And, he's like, fine. All right. But Dev was working on the floor. So I don't know. Things have changed a bit since the 90s, I suppose. Anyway, back to Alex working late, trying to get into this Cyrillic encrypted file by double clicking it over and over again. Doesn't work, Jody. But
No.
he then.
But it was worth a try clicking it that 800 times.
But he knows if he goes over to his boss's desk, he might have a better chance. So he goes and uses her terminal.
And her terminal just happens to be logged in?
Yep, just happens to be.
Wow, that's some great security.
He searches that server. He doesn't get in right away. He has to like put the flash drive in. I don't know how that gets around the encryption though. Like, but he gets in after this
because there is none.
Yeah.
Whoever set up this is terrible.
Well, they didn't hire you, Jody, to be their sysadmin. So that's what they should have done. Anyway, he gets access granted through his hacker ways, and then
it's amazing how much of a good hacker he is.
He finds all the most important documents right away, which is great too.
Well, that's what you do when you hack. Like you can find everything immediately.
The thing that I think is amazing is the fact that everybody in these TV shows and movies, they all sit there and start reading the information instead of just copying it to the flash drive and leaving and then doing that.
Yeah, there was like a real have you ever seen that movie, The Pelican Brief, and they're going through the different legal documents? It kind of reminded me of that. Like
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And the top secret classified memos, they say like, well, the Mars personnel need to be replaced with automation. We need to ship them out of here.
Now, I'd just like to point out something. I've been seeing a lot of things where people who make and produce shows have been told by studios that you need to repeat yourself over and over what the plot is because people are only half paying attention because they're looking at their phones. I think this is a huge case of that. They show the memo and then they show every single sentence 15 times. Yes, we understand it's going to be automated.
Whoa, hold on. They're planning on automating this?
I'm not sure. Maybe
what did I miss?
Make sure to catch out the previously on For All Mankind.
I was too busy playing Stardew Valley.
Yeah, but the people that Alex, has come to see as his community are under threat here, and in the next 5 years, their planning is to get most of the people off Mars. So like the whole Goldilocks thing is they're trying to reverse the effects of them stealing that asteroid in the previous season, right? So anyway, just then, who walks up on Alex? But it's Aleda. And Alex is transferring the files over to his flash drive, but he doesn't want Aleda to see because we don't know what Aleda knows. Or he doesn't know what Aleda knows. So he keeps like hiding like the transfer.
Well, and that's the one thing that I think is kind of interesting because realistically, she'd be able to see this. And I think she is in on it. I think she knows fully about it.
Yeah, she is the CEO of Helios, so if she doesn't know, that's pretty incredible. And Dev's like chairman of the board, I guess.
Yeah, he's got a board seat.
Anyway, but Alex thinks he gets away with his ruse here to kind of trick Aleda as he gets his top secret Mission Impossible, get the information out is complete. It wasn't quite as impressive as Tom Cruise, but he did it. But he does something here, like he knocks over his supervisor's picture or something.
Surprised there wasn't a Baldwin picture there.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's going to come up in the next episode. It's like how she'll know someone was at her desk.
100%, or they wouldn't.
Well, you kind of get the impression she's got a lot of desk OCD going on there.
She loves her dog, even though she's not going to give.
Well, and she also has everything lined up. If you notice, like all the boxes are lined up, and they're right at the edge of the table, and all that. So it's like she's going to know that somebody was on it.
Yeah. So Alex brings back the information to Lilydale, and shows her all the stuff. With her being more of a freedom activist, I guess.
She's also studying to be a reporter, isn't she?
She is. That's right. She actually works for the.
She works for the one, right?
NC, the CNN backwards. It's like NNC.
Oh, NNC. Yeah.
This is very much like Snowden. Have you ever seen the movie?
I have not.
I got a lot of Snowden vibes throughout the episode.
Yep.
Right. And basically, like being the whistleblower, right? you know. But
Yeah, and going to journalists, and that's kind of what his girlfriend represents.
And Alex is hesitant. Alex has this relationship with Dev, and he was like, "Well, give me some time to figure out if Dev is a bad guy or not. I need to come to terms with this." And Lily says yes. Lily agrees to give him a chance to, I guess, come around on this, you know, without forcing him right away. And then back to AJ, back to Earth, Scarlet Lady Saloon in San Diego.
Oh, they still make the Ford Focus. Oh,
They still make it in this timeline, although it's electric.
In every timeline.
ah.
Anyway, so AJ back at the bar, and those other Marines giving her a bit of a hard time, but then she's like, "Yeah, I got into the space program," and then they're like, "Did you?" And then everyone's happy and everyone celebrates, and it's great.
It's fine. We were fighting a couple days ago, but we're good now.
Yeah, they're happy for her, I guess, and you know, rounds for everyone.
Ireland Stout. I want to try that one.
The Ireland Stout. Everyone knows that one. I guess that's the Guinness of this reality.
Yeah, they're all like fake signs.
Yeah. Anyway,
They had one that's supposed to be Corona, but I think it just said like Mexican.
Mexican cerveza. No, generic.
Actually, I think it did say cerveza. Yeah.
Anyway, so then AJ, she comes out of the bar after they've all been celebrating, having drinks, and she kind of looks up here with some apprehension, some fear, some nervousness. I don't know. Trepidations as she looks up at the moon, and you know, following.
But that's not where her dad died.
No, that's where her grandfather died, and her grandmother. But space being kind of deadly for her family. Not to mention her uncle went away for who knows how long after he helped the terrorists.
Who?
Her uncle.
Exactly.
Crazy
Yeah.
one.
I can't even remember his name.
I wonder
Jimmy.
I wonder if that statue's still in the backyard.
Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle
Yeah.
Jimmy, wherever Uncle Jimmy's got no hair left for sure, but he's still
Reminds me of
played by-
Jailbird Joey
Yeah, he's
from
bald
Back to the
for
Future.
He's definitely bald.
Oh yeah. Okay, then back to Mars. So they're launching the Sojourner mission to Titan, the Helios team, and you know they're
Sponsored by Domino's Pizza.
sponsored by Domino's.
They even have an upper level, just like Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it's the whole set.
You
is
can't
like-
have a promenade without 2 levels. Come
Yeah,
on
exactly. The governor giving his speech, introducing the team. We got that Poindexter guy who doesn't like Kelly, and then Kelly, and then a bunch of there's the big bald guy and the lady and the other guy. This guy. So
That was a great
Anyway.
description, Dave.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Good
That's
try.
awesome.
Now
How many make it back?
None.
maybe just Kelly. I think maybe just Kelly. Like that's
No.
my
Kelly
But
will be
so-
the first to die.
at least one of these guys is not coming back. At least one, if
Probably
not
the
all.
big dude.
I think all of them are dying except Kelly and the nerd guy, and then maybe she'll die in the last episode.
Or maybe like her and the nerd have to work together, and then they work out their
Or
differences.
they'll have another space baby.
Yeah, they're totally gonna do it on Titan and have a space movie.
Oh yeah,
Like sure, she's
Alex, we
probably
have a
in her-
new brother for you.
There's
She's
no-
probably in her what mid 40s at this point.
She's
It's still possible.
you
no,
think it's
she was in 1984. She was flying planes.
in 1984. She was
Oh,
like
good
20 years
point.
old. So in 20, how old would she be
Well,
by
she's got to be
2012?
like 60 now.
She's got to be in her 50s.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
because she's born in like the 60s, right? So,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, she's like, it's a fairly older crew, but you know, considering
Well,
what we
maybe
just-
Lady Macbeth will have the next space baby.
maybe she will. Yeah, but
With Miles.
Anyway, so Alex shows up
Ooh.
here, and Alex is dealing with his demons and his conflict about whether or not to expose what he's learned about
See,
Helios'
Dev
plans.
knows.
He
Dev
makes eye
knows.
contact with Dev at the ceremony, and then he also he looks over at the people. He's like, "What about the people? And should I be more loyal to Dev or more loyal to the people? You know?" And he's ultimately going to choose the people. He's the people's prince. He looks at the Purple Heart. What would Ed Baldwin do? You know?
Throw him on a bike and tell him he isn't doing right.
Yeah, be a man. That's what Ed Baldwin.
Be a
would do.
man.
Anyway,
Overthrow some governments. Be a man.
There's this kind of like this I guess this is like the last conversation Kelly and Alex
We'll
have
ever have with him
before she goes off to Titan.
where she dies. Yep.
But you know, talking about her father and I guess like this conversation eventually does give him the motivation to release the information and tell the truth. Looks at the picture of his grandfather.
That's number 4.
Yeah. Showing don't
And then they eat spaghetti.
and then they eat spaghetti. I think they even mentioned spaghetti.
They did, yeah.
She's like, I brought home stuff. And he's like, for a spaghetti night?
Yeah. Wow. Not hard to please them.
Well, he's lived in space and he's never had good spaghetti. So I guess he doesn't know what it is.
He never had spaghetti from the Outpost.
There you go.
So we got the Sojourner Titan launch here on July 19th, 2012. As they're heading to go to Titan, of course, that Kurgan spacecraft is already on the way. Maybe they'll have something like Mars did where they'll combine crews at some point. Anyway, Aleda's here to run the show, mission control. And then we see her. She gets the whole Kurgan file here.
Delegation, yeah.
This is the Kurgan delegation.
I love the guy in the middle. They're like, find us the most Russian-looking actor you got. And we're gonna
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't smile.
If you were to cast Russian oligarch, what would you get?
Yeah.
So
This guy.
who's on the left? I swore that was Margot, but it's not Margot.
No,
that's
That's
the
Irina.
Russian lady that was in charge.
That's Irina.
She was.
Yes,
she's
on
the,
the left. She's the
she
furthest
was-
one on the left.
I
That's
thought
why
she
Margot-
went to. I thought she went to jail.
Not anymore. She's now in a delegation.
Like, didn't she get like? I thought like we saw at the end of was it last season? No.
Yes,
Was it?
last season.
Yeah, last season, right? Where like she gets like arrested and taken out. Of
Yeah, but she was KGB.
Yeah,
She
she'll
she
get
had
out.
connections. They sprung her immediately, I would say.
Okay, I didn't.
But you
put it
also have to
together.
look at it like this. Aleda, out of all these people, that's the only one she would know. Right? So it's
Well,
like
I when I looked at it, I didn't recognize any of them. So I was like, "What? Why is she lingering?"
well,
on this
she's
photo?
obviously aged, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, better more than Danielle. I can tell you that
No,
Mhm.
Danielle has some sort of special.
because I did
gene.
not recognize Danielle. I didn't. Like this in this photo, I didn't pick up that it was Irina right away. Anyway, so but that makes sense. Okay, so Irina's
Yeah,
headed
because
here.
when you see her look at it, and then all of a sudden she goes like that, like her face just
Yeah.
instantly changes
Yeah.
moods. You're like, oh fuck, she knows who that is. Yeah.
Well, Irina's who got was it Sergey killed?
Yes.
Right. So
Yeah.
had him murdered. So yeah, she's so
Did he had a hamburger though. He was happy.
yeah, he had his final hamburger, but yeah.
Well, at least you got to eat before.
his brains were splattered all over that hotel room. Anyway, so maybe Leda's going to avenge Sergey this season. I don't know. Anyway, then we get to the launch. And okay, so I don't know. I was expecting something a little bit more grand, I guess. But they just kind of take off and fly away here. for
Well,
this
that's what I was
launch.
saying earlier, Dave. It was sort of anticlimactic. It was
Yeah. Like
Yeah, but that's what this ship was designed to do.
I guess, but like, yeah, and we never saw it do it when it landed here on Mars because back in season 3, it just landed on Mars, and then they're like, "Well, we broke the ship, so it will never fly again."
Well, it didn't land on Mars as much as it crashed into Mars, but
Well, so they could win the race that the Koreans had already won, but hadn't
Yeah.
told anyone.
I think we have to kind of like come to the fact that this show is not really about space travel. It's not. It's about like. It's really about like labor. It seems like like that's really what they're
And
going.
It's
with.
really about
politics,
politics,
Yeah.
all mankind, I guess.
capitalism.
Capitalism. It's not really like even
I
with
haven't
this
seen any
mission,
capitalism in this show. What are we
They're not
talking
really-
about?
they're not really Domino's Pizza. They're not really explaining like the stakes of this mission, how far it is. Like it's kind of like they're going to find life. Okay, back to this bombshell.
Back to the labor issues and union issues,
Yeah.
and, things like that, right?
That's more important. That's what'll really get the eyeballs. It's like okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. Or I don't think that's not where sure, I don't like the idea of this Martian colony or the workers being screwed over, but it's fictional and it's hard to care as much about that, so anyway. But I'm more into this. Let's go to space. Let's go to the next planet, right? And so anyway, they take off here. The Sojourner T, as it's now known, and it's
Well,
it's
we
on
knew it would at least get off the ground because they had to get it back there.
I guess but it was like once they got it like off the ground, they were like, "We did it," and it hadn't even
Yeah,
left.
it's like, woohoo, it went up.
like compared to what we just watched with the moon one, right? Where like
Well-
it wasn't like once they made it out of the atmosphere, it was done. They had a lot to do, right?
That's what I was going to say. Maybe this feels a little bit anticlimactic because we just watched the actual moon launch and return, and that was so incredible and
Much better.
emotional. Yeah.
And I think like as an I think just us as people, like I think having watched that now, I feel like we've been a little bit more conditioned to, okay, this is how it goes. Like it's a long process. It's slow. There's a lot of redundancies and checks
But I think they did that extremely well when they were doing the Saturn program in this show.
yes.
They were talking
Yes.
about cautious, and that's the reason they didn't hit the moon before the Russians,
Right.
right?
And here they're like, just punch it, Chewie. Let's go. You know, and let's head to Titan. Yeah. Anyway, they're on their way. The governor and Lady Macbeth are celebrating with some alcohol in the cabin there, and they're getting some sexy time, and they're
There is
getting that-
nothing that annoys me more than getting news feeds while I'm getting busy.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
They-
why
they
is he
agree.
going for a phone? He's got
she goes
a nice looking lady on his lap. Like this is not. This guy has the weirdest priorities, or she does anyway. Whoever it is.
He's the governor. He's got to check.
So
Gotta check, but like she's
you got
the
to
one who
do
checks,
certain
'cause
things before you worry about that.
the phone's vibrating next to them, and she has a look, and then her face changes, and she's like, "Oh no, it's bad." Because he tries to tell her to ignore it at first, but then he checks it out, and then we see that it starts hitting every phone on Mars, starting here with Miles and his other.
I
buddy
like
there.
the leaked stamp across it. Leak.
Yes. Leaked.
That's how you know it's a
Somebody
leak.
leaked this.
Who's the leak?
And I'm not supposed to know this.
We're gonna charge him with the Espionage Act.
Yeah.
I just love how this is an Apple produced show, but yet every time they show an Apple phone, it's always like this thick brick shit. It's like
a new-
even dude, the iPhone 4 was even smaller than these things.
Did they have that by 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they do look a little thick, but anyway,
They're like wicked thick.
they're bricks.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone, Boyd, we catch up with Boyd for the first time in this episode. Is she?
Who's this?
Her shiner is peeled, so that's nice.
So this is
Oh,
funny.
this is Raspberry Beret lady. All right.
Yeah,
She gets one scene where she doesn't talk.
I know, but they spent so much of the previous episode dedicated on her, and I was like,
Yeah.
you could have put
Do
some
you
of that
think
into this.
Only had to pay her for extra wages. She didn't speak.
Well, she is.
They probably shot this scene during the last episode that she was in, so
Right.
she probably
Just
wasn't even on.
take
set
that
for
black
anything
eye
to do with
makeup
this one.
off and go. Anyway, we see Dev also gets the information. He sees the leak, and he's very pensive. He doesn't seem shocked.
Nope, he knew it was going to leak eventually. This is all
Right.
part of his plan.
It's all part of the grand plan.
You put a Baldwin in there, something's going to happen.
Does this look like a man with a plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's always got a plan.
He does, actually. I was just quoting the Joker. Anyway. So Alex and Lily are basking in the glory of their of releasing this information. They're feeling pretty good about it, and Alex also, because the news also hits Earth, presumably 8 minutes
And
later.
even in the future, or the alternate future, well, past, I guess it is technically, we still have these stupid fucking notifications popping up in stupid places.
Yeah, and you can't disable them. So
Do you think?
Yeah, there isn't even a disable button on these ones.
Do you think Dev's plan is to basically get rid of all the people and then before that have them build his city for him, just for him to live on Mars?
just so he can live on this huge friggin'
Yeah.
city.
No, he's not that
No.
super villain.
But he did say in this episode, I've had a lot of people close to me stab me in the back, and he was making all these basic assertions to that he doesn't really trust anyone, and he's a billionaire that has too much money and time on his hands, and he doesn't seem to really like people, in general.
That was one of
You
my
know?
favorite lines too. Was Leda earlier in the episode? She's like, "I'll stab you in the front. You don't have to worry about it." So.
Yeah.
He's
That
like, I
was
bet
good.
you will. He's like, that's why I'm going to get rid of you first.
Yes, that's right.
I think she's in on it.
We'll see. Well, I guess we'll find out in the next episode. And that is the end of the episode in screenshots. So, I don't know. There was a lot going on. It was one of the better episodes compared to how the season started. I thought, which was kind of a really slow start. And then the last episode, I enjoyed. And this one, I was kind of up and down on, depending on what scene it was and who was in it and what they were talking about. But but I was feeling mostly good about it. So, any other thoughts before we get into our trivia?
I don't know, but I'm feeling kind of sexy, and there's only one solution for the sexy, Dave.
Sexy
Dev.
fun.
No,
facts,
Adam.
Sexy fun. Facts.
I like it.
Adam.
I like it.
Okay, let's go. So, guys, Jeff, let's talk about these propulsion rockets. So, at the beginning, the evolution of this show is basically started with the chemical rockets, which took us through Saturn V rockets, the N1 and the Sea Dragon. And then we moved to nuclear thermal rockets. Do you guys hear buzzing?
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, I just heard it for a second.
Okay.
Is it me?
I think it's actually Dave. Maybe.
Okay, so then
It's Dave.
nuclear thermal, we're through the faster lunar rockets and then Mars transit. And then they came up with the fast fusion plasma engines, which Helios developed for the Unity class, and basically made Mars a 31-day trip from Earth. So 1 month versus, I think it was 7 or something prior.
6, yeah.
So how this broke down again, with season 1 and 2, we had the chemical rockets. And then season 4 is when the fusion plasma were introduced. So then I asked, what's going on with how long would it take to get to Titan? So Mars to Saturn is 1.8 billion kilometers.
Well, just a hop, skip, and a jump.
That would be 2.5 years.
With the Voyager class speed, yes. But using the fusion, it would take 10 to 18 months to go.
That's the best
Still
case
a while.
to Mars.
To
No,
Titan.
Mars to Titan.
Mars to Titan.
With the engines that are in practice in this show.
And how long from Earth? Like an extra 6 months or something?
No, 30, another month.
Another month. Yeah.
It's pretty fast.
So you can go from Earth to Titan in basically a year.
Year and a half, call it.
Year and a half-ish, yeah. That's not bad.
Is that even doable?
I don't know,
Like,
because you have to
I mean,
spend
I
you'd
get
have to
it.
spend so much time slowing down, right? You'd have to get up to a certain speed, and then once you start to approach the planet, unless you use the gravity to kind of slow you down, but
Maybe. I was reading earlier today, I was curious, like the Voyager probe that they launched in 1976, I think?
Yeah.
It's like out of our solar system now.
yeah, it's out of the
now out, yeah.
heliopause, as they call it.
Yeah, and they had no intention for it to last this long, and they're still getting broadcasts from it. It's wild.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, it's like the
nuclear
rovers
powered,
too, right? Like
Um,
the Mars rovers are running way longer than they were supposed to.
yeah, but that's incredible. And they said that the Voyager probes, they might last for longer than anything else on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what
Well, they're
happens.
so simple, right? It less can break. And then the other question I had, I don't know if you guys heard me earlier talking about how do you get through the asteroid belt. So apparently go ahead. So the asteroid belt is between Mars and Saturn.
Yeah, but I thought we talked about this on a previous one, and it was like your chances of actually hitting an asteroid are not that high.
It's basically, they say you pick a route and you go through. They're not that close together.
Yeah.
It's not like Star Wars when they're going in that asteroid
Right,
belt.
where you have to weave in and out of the
So you're
asteroid.
telling me there's no space worms?
There may be, Jody. We just don't know.
Okay, so I still got a chance. All right.
You still get a chance. Okay. What else do we got here? Okay, so let's just talk about the episode a little bit. So open source. Jody, can you tell us what open source means?
Open source is basically a collaborative effort to make software that the source code is completely available to everyone, so therefore they can modify it, do whatever they want with it. But basically, transparency is the key with open source.
So basically, this episode called open source is a complete opposite of open source when they're talking about the secrecy of the hidden files.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, hidden files are different, though. It's not part of the operating system. It's part of the file system. So technically, it wouldn't matter.
Okay. So this is really setting out. Ed Baldwin is dead, but he's not dead because he's living through Alex. Alex is, taking on the rebellion that Ed did, the snooping around, and so he's basically going right into it with the hackers. Sort of.
How old is Alex supposed to be? Like 19?
Yeah, I think so. He just finished high school.
Like, why isn't this guy getting drunk and smoking all that space weed they got going on up there?
But they were getting drunk. Yeah.
Okay, well then why is he dealing with all this crap?
Because it's time for the rebellion. It's time for revolution, Jody.
He's also trying to get the girl.
I think he already has the girl, didn't he?
Well, not quite.
I think they're doing the revolution together, Alex and Lilydale. She
Aw,
was spray
that's sweet.
painting and he was hacking. And,
Yeah.
he was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious?
Exactly.
No, you cannot, Avril.
The Domino's and Starbucks on Mars are an intentional satire.
Obviously. Yeah.
Why build Earth-style consumer infrastructure? And the plan is to replace everybody with robots.
Well, my favorite part is that they have like that one independent electronics store called Valley Electronics.
Yes.
Yeah, what the hell do they sell there?
Get a Radio Shack. Come on.
You think Radio Shack or Best Buy or something like that would try to set up?
Nah, Radio Shack wouldn't have survived even in this climate.
Circuit City.
Same with them. They're gone too.
I miss Radio Shack.
The original Radio Shack. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the good
It's
one.
not the source.
Before it was the source. Yeah.
Any more fun facts?
Just give me a second here. I do.
You can't rush the fun or the facts or the sexy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hurry up, Adam. Come on.
Okay. Let's just move on then. We're on that.
Jeez, you're
Poor Adam.
harassing him there.
likes it.
Well, how about our new cast member who's playing AJ? Her name is Ines Asserson. And
That's a name.
She born in 2001, so she's actually a lot younger than her character. And she's from Sweden, it looks like.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that means she's only a year younger than Eamon, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already starring on a TV show. What are we doing? We're not on a TV show, but
We're on a web TV show right now.
That's true.
One final fun fact for you.
You had your chance.
This
No.
is the final. Sorry, this is the first time that we've never seen Joel Kinnaman's name on the credits.
Yeah.
Aw.
I know. Actually, there
I
was
know.
I noticed that.
when I was watching it, I was like, and now it's Toby Kebbell at the top
Yeah,
of the show.
The guy.
I
who
did
plays-
notice that, and that's who plays Miles Dale, right?
Yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
he's the headliner now. Get me off this planet.
Shouldn't it be
This-
Alita?
This is
Alita.
Yeah,
setting
like,
up.
they couldn't
Yeah.
even give it an Alita or anything. Yeah.
but I think Toby Kebbell is just a bigger name, and I think he's getting,
I'd
first
never
bill.
heard of him before this.
I think honestly, we're going to see way more of him this season. This is really setting up for a Miles-led rebellion with his daughter
And Alex.
and Alex.
Maybe his daughter gets killed, and then that radical, or his wife, or something like that, right? And and that radicalizes Miles.
Re-radicalizes him.
And then he's running black market. He's got all the porno mags. He's got the different things.
Porno
rolling.
mags is where you're going on this.
That's what he read on the black market: porno mags and tampons. And
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see, say that happens, and there's like a clash between like the devs and like what's the jerk guy that almost killed the fake Deke. If you have like that,
Palmer.
yeah, Palmer, you have like that side against like the Toby Kebbles and like Alex, and then it'll be interesting to see like what does Alita do, like what does
Boyd do? And
which side do they pick? Because are they going to go with like the capitalist billionaires, or are they going to go with the people?
Alita will go with the billionaire.
I don't know.
Hard to
Humble
say.
roots.
No, I think she will.
And then
Likewise.
finally, you guys had mentioned the similarities to Deep Space Nine, The Promenade, but they're talking. There's a lot of reviews talking about this is more of a Deep Space Nine political drama that's going into play the whole season and into next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
I
I
Anyway.
mean, if
There's lo-
I don't think it's a bad thing if this show would go more in the direction of Deep Space Nine. I love
Well,
Deep Space Nine.
Then you give me the Dominion War. What are we doing? So,
I need some aliens. Then I have to tell you,
You're gonna have the Titan War.
Maybe that's what they're going to find on Titan.
no way. They haven't got that.
Oh, I hope it's arachnids. Oh, I really do.
Maybe it'd be a
Maybe
raccoon dick.
Or it's like Starship Troopers and they're all bugs on Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arachnids.
Yeah, arachnids. Yeah.
I want to see the Zindi.
Or the
All right,
Zindi.
well-
The Zindi would be good too.
Which
Then we can
ones?
get
Okay.
Archer running away from fire all the time.
It's time for ratings. Let's bring it up.
Ratings.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, rating the episode and putting a score down. Now, I thought this was good. I'll go 8 on this week's. Adam,
7.5.
0.5. Jody,
I'm gonna go with Dave here. I'm gonna go 8. I think it was everything I need in. Well, in this show, it's a low bar now, but I wanted fast, quick things and then more of it. So it's like
You are
they didn't.
becoming such an optimistic. It's sickening.
I'm not optimistic. I don't think the show's gonna get better, but
you're flipping
it's not
roles.
bad.
The cynic and the optimist are going the other ways.
Yeah.
So.
Weird.
I have trained him well.
You can move on now. You're going to
I can
become.
move on. Now he can take the reins.
All right. Heather, how about you?
What did I give last week? An 8?
An 8.
Yeah, I'll go 7.5 this week then.
Okay.
You think
And
last
Jeff?
week's was better?
I like last week's better. I found it was the emotional impact of it was beautiful and lovely. But I feel like this is a really good direction the show's going
The
in.
momentum's better in this episode, though.
and yes, definitely.
I'll go 7.
7 from Jeff. Okay. So we're averaging between the 5 of us 7.6, which it could be a lot worse compared to some of the more recent episodes. 7.4 is the IMDb consensus right now, with 217 votes since Friday. Okay, there you go. And we will look ahead now. The next episode is called Svoboda. And the only summary I got for this one, it says a shocking revelation causes chaos on Mars. So police state, military rule.
A shocking revelation. I can't
A
wait.
shocking revelation, which I'm guessing is what we just saw, the end of the last episode. And how they gotta keep these riots under control. So I guess that's what we're gonna see next. So looking ahead to that will come out Friday, but we'll be on Monday, a week tonight, to talk about that.
You know what that word means, right?
Svoboda?
Yeah.
No.
It's freedom.
It's freedom.
Mm.
Russian?
Slavic, yeah.
Yeah, Russian freedom. Also,
Slavic? Slavic. There you go.
Yeah.
I said it.
This week, every Thursday, we talk about Star Trek: The Next Generation on this channel, and we are doing season 4, episode 4 on Thursday. It is called "Suddenly Human," and
Or suddenly yelling, depending on how you.
suddenly
see the episode.
yelling. So look out for that.
Mm.
Hey,
I
guys.
modeled-
Before you get there, sorry. Do you know today is the
420?
52nd? No, today is what? Yeah, 420 is the 52nd anniversary of 52nd of the Apollo 16 moon landing.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
But Apollo 17 was the last one, right before, not 16.
I think you're right.
Cool. Okay.
And-
Also check.
And Ken Mattingly, if you remember him from Apollo 13, he was the guy who got bumped from that flight.
Is that the guy that Mr.
Gary
Burns
Sinise.
wanted
Gary-
to trim his sideburns? Was that Don Mattingly?
That was Mattingly.
Gary Sinise played him in Apollo 13.
Mattingly, I told you to
It
trim
was the
those
guy who
sideburns.
they thought had measles, so
Yes,
they ended
anyway.
up grounding him, and
He was
Kevin
the,
Bacon's character got to go in instead.
That's right. He was the commander on this episode.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go.
Okay.
Peace
Bye.
out. Good night. See you
Good night.
Thursday.
Bye.
Bye to Heather. And also, we'll be on for every Wednesday talking Survivor. Right now, we're talking Survivor 50. We're doing episode 9 on Wednesday. It's called I Deserve All of This. And look out for that.
She's a flip-flopping ass.
Well, that's you know, I didn't.
Was that
say
the
it.
caption in the thing that you took, or
It was the caption in the.
I thought you were talking about Heather.
no?
No, she's no flip flopping ass. She's a loyal ass, I guess. Anyway,
That didn't go as well as you thought it would, did it?
No, I hadn't really had a chance to workshop it yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, well, that's it for tonight. We'll be back in a week's time for the next episode for All Mankind. Until then, stay classy, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Live long and podcast. Good night.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.